Welcome back. My name is Betty, and if you didn't watch my last video, last month I was laid off by Microsoft, and I'm going to give you a 1-month update of what things have been like since then. So like I mentioned in the last video, I was a technical program manager for Microsoft's mixed reality capture studio, which basically just means we made holograms for clients. So I announced on TikTok, I have a pretty large-ish following on TikTok, and I made a video announcing that I got laid off. I made it specifically on TikTok because I knew that there were a lot of people who were also getting laid off and wanted to remind people that they're not alone, and wanted to share like the bad parts of being in the tech industry, right? A lot of the videos on TikTok are videos of people maybe glamorizing the industry and glamorizing a lot of the really great benefits that we get, but sometimes they don't post some of the negative aspects of working in the industry, which is completely fine because after my experience of posting that I got laid off, I think it's completely up to the person what they decide to share with their audience. But people were commenting on people's videos along with mine, like, you are deserving of this layoff. People were making claims that, you know, these layoffs are happening because of all the day in the life content creators. Someone falsely accused me of making $500,000. Now, do you think that I would be a 9-to-5 employee if I was making $500,000? Let's think about that. Let's think about that. Be for real. I'm also first-gen professional. I'm also a first-gen college grad. So by any means, I am not rich in any way. I come from a working class family. It's always the ones with like no profile picture and no name that like have the most to say and are just like going in these comments and other people's videos. And it just kind of confirms the existing misogyny, sexism, and racism working in this industry. And then I had recently someone comment on my YouTube video like, you don't seem to be as depressed and stressed out as other people who are losing their jobs. I'm sorry, do you want me to post a video of me crying hysterically and just like so upset? Like, what? Like, what? Okay, now let's go into the good stuff that has been brought to me being laid off. Now that we've gotten all the nasty negative things out the way. I've been sleeping like a baby. So nice. I'm happy to have gotten this rest. I've been cooking, really paying attention to what and been able to like focus on my health. I've had, you know, some health scares past 2-3 years. So it was nice to be able to focus on my nutrition and what's going into my body a little bit more. And also being able to like exercise more frequently and get my 10,000 steps a day in. That's been nice. Grateful to have done that. And just like taking care of my mental health. I was already seeing a therapist, but now I've had more time to like see her even more and just like be more intentional about my sessions. So those are all good things that have come out of being fun employed so far. And then another plus of being fun employed, I secured my Renaissance tickets. Your girl is gonna go see Beyonce in Houston, Texas. I cannot wait. Moving on, I got to go home. I first went to Houston, go visit my line sister for her birthday. We drove down to Austin to celebrate her birthday at Lake Belton. So pretty. And then from there, I went to Dallas, went to go see my family and friends, and just decompress, distract myself from job hunting and my situation for a little bit. So that was also nice. On to my job hunting update. Oof. So once I left, I applied to a few internal roles at Microsoft because they were like, you all would have basically first dibs over internal roles, over external hires. So made sure to apply to a few of those. Applied to the internal roles, And then I have a friend at Amazon that is trying to refer me, but it seems like they're also doing the similar thing where they are trying to hire their employees that were laid off back into their internal roles that are open. And I'm in New York, so there aren't that many open roles in New York. And then I had a friend that I used to work with at Apple try and refer me to a role at Estee Lauder. Estee Lauder is more of a beauty company than tech company, so that kind of makes me a little hesitant that kind of scares me to apply. He did give me a disclaimer and explain that like it's not as the things that we have set in place, like, you know, at Microsoft and Apple, we're just not gonna get at Estee Lauder. But I applied anyways because who knows, I could make that transition, and the role was 100% remote, so that was another good thing. And then I applied to a startup, an AI startup, because, you know, AI is jumping right now, and so there are companies that are worth applying to that are startups. I'm a little afraid of applying to startups because I've heard horror stories about them, you know, working 60, 70 hours a week, and I like work-life balance, and I'm okay with doing my 40 hours and going home. Whenever I was home, I was talking to my friend's brother who works at Uber, and he was kind of telling me to consider Class C startups, and like whenever like recruiters from startups reach out, to research them on TechCrunch to kind of see who's funding the startup, and to kind of gauge like the longevity of the startup, and see like if this is a startup worth working for. Because although I would be working 60, 70 hours a week, it might be an investment for me to work there prior to this company possibly IPOing. But outside of that, my job hunt has been okay. Like, I've been kind of applying, but also trying to take things easy and not stress out. And then I want to talk about some of the large industry changes that are going on, because I feel like, okay, is this why we got laid off? Is this what the company wants to invest its money into instead of keeping our projects alive? But basically, Microsoft integrates ChaGPT with Bing, and they invested $10 billion into this. Kind of makes the laid off employees kind of feel like you have $10 billion to buy this tool, but you're laying off 10,000 of your workers. So, and then there's speculations that like ChatGPT is going to make all of us jobless and get rid of developers and PMs, and that's just not the case. ChatGPT is still in its early stages of being built. It doesn't have any problem-solving skills or the ability to be creative, and think like a human to be able to problem solve and create. We're just not there yet. ChatGPT did make Google scared, because Google hasn't done anything in like 15 years. And this is disrupting their ad revenue business model that comes with their search engine. And Google was like, oh, we're gonna release our AI tool called Bard. Then Google did a demo, and the demo did absolutely terrible. So then that has us questioning, are Amazon and Apple going to enter this war? When will they enter? Lots of big changes, and it makes me think about how Microsoft bought an AI tool and Google said, we're gonna build it. And so it's like, should you build or buy? Yeah, and it makes me wonder if it's better to build your own product from scratch, or see that another company has already built something and just buy it from them, because they've already done the grunt work and the research for you. So we will see who will win the AI war. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. Thank you for listening. The last part that I'm going to talk about today is me continuing to make content. A lot of people on my TikTok have asked if I can share my job search journey, so I've been pretty transparent about that. If you have any specific questions about me being a PM in FAANG, let me know, and I would be more than happy to continue making videos about that experience. I'm thinking about making videos for like mid-college, about to graduate kind of people, and then also people who are just like looking to break into tech and like transition into maybe like a different industry. So yeah, let me know what it is that you all would like for me to continue making content on. All right, and that's all I have for you today. See you on the next video.